Rock City Network's coming to you from One Movement in Perth, and very special guest, Sarah Blasko. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It's starting to cool down a little bit now.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, it's gone from probably 35 to like 30.
Yeah.
So it's
there's a breeze now.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
I know.
So when did you get into Perth?
Just yesterday, actually. Yeah, I'm just here for 48 hours to do a couple of shows.
Just a quick run. You're doing showcases as well, were you?
Yeah, I'm just doing one tonight, and I did one last night, and then I go back to Sydney. That's where I live. So yeah.
It's a really interesting concept, One Movement. It's very much like a South by Southwest or a. I think I can't remember what the Canadian one is. I'm not going to say it because I'll make myself look like an idiot.
I can't remember what it's called either.
North by Northeast or something like that.
Something
maybe.
like that.
It's pretty close. It sounds good. It's quite interesting, and the with the influence of the Asian market coming over as well. Have you found have you been able to check out any of the artists today, or?
To be honest, I've had no chance today, which is a real shame because I really wanted to see a few people, but I do have a bit of time before I play, so that'll be good. Yeah. It looked like there was a few interesting acts from China and from India, and that kind of thing interests me, just to see something really different. I guess it's a good opportunity to
now what's happening in normal everyday Sarah Blasko life away from albums being nominated and people just talking about you all the time? What are you doing? You reading books?
I am reading books.
Chilling out?
But I've been touring. I've been doing my own tour. It's sort of like the first tour for this album. Yeah. It's been a theatre tour, and that's been a lot of fun. And
as day follows night.
As day follows.
If nobody knows what we're talking about,
that's
so
my album. I've just been doing that, and I've been reading and watching movies. I don't know, hanging out with friends. I don't know.
Does it get any easier on the tours? Are you finding?
I'm finding that this one is really, really enjoyable. I think it's the most enjoyable run of shows I've done because it took a lot of work to get it together because we've got a bit of a set kind of involved in a costume and stuff like that, and pretty specific kind of lighting, and so that took quite a while to plan all of that, and but it's actually really paid off, which has been nice, and it's been really enjoyable to just the bunch of musicians that I'm playing with are really funny, and we're having a really good time, which is always nice.
Do you feel much of a difference on stage with a bigger production, like lighting and stuff? Does it put more into the performance for you? Do you feel different?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's amazing actually how it's sort of, oddly enough, you would think that sort of having costuming and set and everything, that it would kind of distract a little bit from the music in some way, but in a sense I actually think that it makes it more about the music. It makes it it really creates an atmosphere that in which to play the music, and I've really enjoyed doing it this way, a bit more of a theatrical kind of show. It's fun.
Now, not that you probably notice too much, although the fans are there when you're performing. Do you notice any different reactions from them with a bigger production, or is it?
Yeah, well, I've had this costume that sort of. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but there's
stuff going on.
Little surprises happen with this costume, and so to hear people, this simple reaction of people going ooh or ah, is a really special thing. I really enjoy that, because you feel like you're giving a really a generous kind of performance or something, I think, and you're willing to kind of almost to sort of you just really put yourself out there, I guess, and it's nice to hear people kind of engage with that. So I know I do notice it.
This is the third album.
Yeah.
There's the cliche, there's a lot of pressure on the second album, whether that happened or not, I don't know, but how do you feel about the third album coming out? I guess it's kind of like you might make a mistake the first time, if you learn from those, fix it up in the middle. What's the third one like now? Are you sort of like, are the speed wobbles gone?
A little bit, although I think I put more pressure on myself with the third record than I probably did for the second, actually, because the second one happened quite quickly, and it happened quite quickly after I'd finished touring from the first album, and but the third one, I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself because I was writing it alone, and I sort of had a few early kind of confidence issues with that, and so that was probably the difficulty with this one. But then having come through that, I think it has given me a lot more confidence, or I think more than anything maybe it's just given me a clearer idea of where I am going, or something like that, or just what's possible, I guess, because it did feel like at times like I wasn't sure if it was actually possible to make the record. So getting through that, it does make you feel encouraged.
Well, it looks like the popular voters decided on that with the nomination.
Yeah, I don't know.
do you feel like, how do you feel about that when people start talking about that sort of stuff?
It's a little bit strange. It's a bit of an out-of-body experience.
Does it stress you out? Is there stress involved there?
Yeah, I think there is. I think those things put more pressure on you than a lot of other stuff, because it's about perception or something like that, and you can feel so removed from the perception that people have of you and your music. Like you can never really grab a hold of that. You are who you are. And then people are talking about you in this other way. It's kind of strange, but I mean, with awards and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's nice to. So it's obviously flattering to be nominated for things, but I just think it can get a bit weird if you let it.
Yeah.
I think.
How do you just not let that get to you? Have you figured out ways to do that? Because surely it would have affected you a little bit at the start.
I think more than anything, I've just learnt not to take anything too seriously, and to not take yourself seriously too much. I mean, you obviously want to take what you do seriously because it's important. But then I think that there's just got to be joy in whatever you do, doesn't there? And part of that is just not letting kind of unimportant things kind of bog you down. I mean, that's just generally, like, for anybody in life, you kind of struggle with that at certain points. But there is a weird thing when people talk about you as this like other entity, this other thing. It's like, it's just me.
Well, you do a very good job at keeping a low profile, because I can feel the vibes. They're very good. There's no superstar here. There's no superstar like diva.
Yeah, wow.
That's cool.
Stick around for a while.
Wait till 10 o'clock tonight when I've had a few drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Well, listen, we'll let you go. Thank you very much for joining us on Rock City Networks. I really appreciate your time.
No, thanks.
Good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you.
And hopefully we can catch up with you again soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Sarah Blasko, One Movement Festival. And also, before I forget, if you want to find out any more information about this lovely lady, sarahblasko.com. And I think MySpace as well, /Sarah Blasko.
That's right.
It's all there. We'll put it up on the screen for you.